Okay, well, it's just a couple minutes after 2 o'clock, and I think now is a great time to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's webinar, which is entitled Research in Motion, 3 Ways to Empower Legal Research Efficacy. I personally am super excited about today's session because it gives us an opportunity to share with all of you some of the amazing things that LexisNexis has been doing, which has ultimately culminated in the release of our next-gen legal research workflow tool called Lexus Plus. My name is Paul Steffen, and I will be the moderator for today's presentation. But joining me are two of our presenters. Michael Lockwood is a longtime Lexis employee who joined the company back in the 90s. He actually has extensive experience from our legal research assistance group, where he worked very closely on a daily basis with users. He's also spent a significant amount of time as a legal editor on one of our editorial teams. But in 2016, he joined the product management group. Today, Michael draws on all of that experience in combination with data-driven insights, because data is a big thing here at LexisNexis, to deliver product enhancements that benefit our customers. Mike holds a BA in Classics from Colgate University, and he has a JD from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. He's going to be talking about the vision and the development strategy for Lexus Plus, and he's going to be going in to give a high-level review of some of the enhancements that it offers. And that'll include some of the benefits that this new tool will provide. Our next presenter is Christina Rodriguez. She is a solutions consultant for the state and local government segment here at LexisNexis. She delivers research assistance and training to her customers, and she does this across a large portfolio of products, as well as on some of the industry-leading content we have, and also on specific practice areas. She and the rest of the consultant team, they provide customized group and individual training, plus they can offer approved CLE sessions to our customers. Christina graduated from Houston Baptist University with a degree in political science, and she obtained her JD from South Texas College of Law. I've worked with Christina for a little while now, and I can tell you that she's very passionate about her customers, right down to each individual user, and she really does have a strong love for teaching. And it's really this passion that drives her preparation and determination to make every encounter that she has one that is meaningful. This actually made her an excellent addition to the consultant team in state and local government in early 2019. So following Mike's presentation, Christina will be jumping into the live product, and she's going to do a demo of Lexis Plus for us, where she'll focus on some of the key enhancements that are available. If there is time at the end, we will address questions from the audience. Speaking of questions, we're actually going to be utilizing the Q&A feature that is available on your Zoom control panel for any questions that you may have. So you should have a control panel that is similar to the one that you see displayed on screen now. If you don't see that panel, try moving your mouse around and it should appear at the bottom. On that panel, you're going to find a Q&A icon, and if you click on it, a pop-up will appear, and that will provide a text box for you to be able to pose your questions. As I'm moderating and moving the PowerPoint slides forward, I'll also be working to try to take a look at the chat and the Q&A feature to see if there's anything I can address along the way. At the end, though, we should have about 5 or 10 minutes to address those questions live, and anything we don't get to, we'll make sure that we create a Q&A follow-up document that we can send post-webinar. Because we have such a large audience today, all the lines are muted, but of course the chat option is available. So if you have used Zoom before and know how to chat, I encourage you all to utilize it to chat amongst the group. Okay, so LexisNexis is focused on developing its products and content to address the issues and top needs facing the various markets that we've served. We've been told by our state and local government users that being able to make fast and confident decisions is something that's vital to achieving the best outcomes. We were also told that tasks can be unwieldy and very time-consuming. So anything that we have which can help with efficiency can also help them increase their productivity. And we know that state and local government agencies, they have a duty to uphold the rule of law, even when budgets are shrinking and when resources are limited. So being able to do more with less is something that is more important now than it has been ever before. Our agenda is simple. I spoke about it somewhat briefly. Mike is going to get us started by covering the Lexis Plus Vision, as well as the benefits this tool can provide. Then he will review some of the main enhancements. Next, Christina will move into the live product and provide that 15 to 20-minute demo showing key features and functionality. And as I mentioned, if we do have time at the end, we will close with some Q&A and share with you how to obtain a free trial. So please stick around for that. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Mike.
Great. Thanks, Paul. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining this introduction and demonstration of Lexis Plus, the legal profession's exciting new research platform, providing you confidence, efficiency, and value in your state and local government work. During this presentation, I will introduce you to the vision of Lexis Plus and highlight some of the key new features that are available exclusively on the new platform. After that, Christina will provide a demonstration of some of those features. I'd like to start with the driving vision of Lexis Plus, to provide a modern, user-friendly product experience, to fully unify legal research, practical guidance, and brief analysis into a single integrated solution, and to provide powerful technology-aided data-driven insights and data visualization to better drive results for you and those you represent. We created Lexis Plus in close collaboration with hundreds of attorneys and legal professionals and with our legal technology and design experts across the globe. Going forward, most of the exciting new features that we release will solely be available on Lexis Plus. Next slide, please.
Sorry, Mike, there seems to be a bit of a lag. We should be on the benefits of Lexis Plus side.
Thank you. So here are some of the key benefits of Lexis Plus. Number one, there's virtually no learning curve to transition.
Hey, Mike, real quick, I want to interrupt you on that point. No learning curve to transition. I think we have a pretty diverse audience here. Some people that may have access to Lexis Advance, some that may have access to other legal research tools. I just want to pause for a second and ask you, what do you mean by virtually no learning curve?
Sure. Okay, so let's start with Lexis transitioning from Lexis Advance. We've actually recently rebranded Lexis Advance as simply Lexis. That new branding is going to clearly provide a delineation between Lexis and Lexis Plus, our premium product. Lexis Plus was built on the same platform as Lexis. So that means that in moving to Lexis Plus, you and your coworkers all keep your existing IDs, you retain all of your personalized information. So your alerts, your folders, your favorites, and history, they all come along with you. There's no transition there. Additionally, the general search experience is similar to other legal research platforms like Westlaw and Fastcase and others. In fact, we intentionally recognize many of the unique search commands from other services to facilitate a smooth transition to our research products.
Great, thanks, Mike.
Beyond that, beyond that, we offer a simplified design and modern user experience. Lexis Plus, as you'll see, has a bold design that challenges the notion that a legal product interface needs to be boring. An integrated and easy to use workflows allows you to seamlessly solve even the most complex legal issues. We provide seamless access between experiences, as we'll demonstrate shortly. Best-in-class technology and artificial intelligence. We provide data-driven insights to enable you to make connections and uncover insights to improve your work product. And it's designed to maximize your efficiency with unprecedented control over the search process. Lexis Plus adds value to all of your legal workflows from search to strategy, start to finish. We're offering a new research experience designed to save you time and instill greater confidence in your research. And it's not like anything you've seen in the legal space. Lexis Plus looks and performs like leading consumer sites. Lexis Plus offers you confidence. You can practice with confidence by leveraging data-driven insights, surfacing the most accurate results from our comprehensive collection of legal information tailored to your needs. Leverage the simplicity of a modern user experience to quickly and easily answer legal questions, develop winning strategies, and accomplish tasks with greater clarity. And in terms of efficiency, the all-in-one integration of legal workflows drives efficiency without disrupting your line of thinking as you navigate research, strategy, and the completion of tasks. Built on the Lexis platform, Lexis Plus combines solutions into a single premium experience featuring a new display that simplifies the interface while still providing powerful search capability. As the research flow is familiar, there's virtually no learning curve. With Lexis Plus at its core, we've merged 3 products into a single unified experience, plus we've added many new capabilities. The 3 experiences are research, practical guidance, and brief analysis. They are all easily accessed via the experience dock on the left-hand side of the screen, which Christina will show you. Research builds on the research capabilities of Lexis Advanced, again, recently rebranded as Lexis. You can search primary and secondary content in addition to news, financial information, and more efficiently with a streamlined user experience. It's designed to enhance ease of use in searching and present content clearly, making use of data visualization to drive insights. Practical Guidance covers our Lexis Practice Advisor product, now rebranded as Practical Guidance. Many of you may not currently subscribe to Practical Guidance in the state and local government market. If you don't, Practical Guidance encourages you to be more effective using tried and true practical guidance, including practice notes, checklists, annotated templates, drafting tools, industry insights, and more. Our content is specifically created for our customers by thousands of leading practitioners across 20+ practice areas. And data-driven insights from analytics. Here, this is referring to our new brief analysis experience. You can ensure great outcomes by discovering the most relevant cases and crafting strong persuasive arguments with targeted research recommendations and Shepard's analysis. You'll strengthen your legal arguments by analyzing your work product based on the citation patterns and legal concepts found in your document. And we'll go into greater depth in all of these. So let's start with the research experience. A single search surfaces all the legal, financial, news, and for the first time, practical guidance content that you need every day. We'll discuss practical guidance further, but prior to Lexis Plus, this content was only available in a separate product. Now a single Lexis Plus search will include all of that practical, informative content as well. You can access the most comprehensive collection of cases, leading editorial analyses, secondary sources, and practical guidance. From the word wheel in the search bar, you can access sources, documents, suggested legal phrases, suggested questions easily. And you can search directly from the search bar using either natural language or terms and connectors, whatever your preference is. Our system interprets the structure of your request and searches accordingly. You can search to, and the landing page is visually striking, as you can see. We've introduced a light mode in addition to the dark mode, allowing you to toggle between the two based on your preference. And now let's discuss some of the key features here. Lexis Plus offers many new and enhanced search features in the research experience. Here's some of the highlights. Lexis Answers. When you ask a fully formed legal question, we provide citable authority to directly answer the question without in-depth searching or navigating through voluminous results. We provide immediate answers to your question. Search term maps have been very popular on Lexis. These allow you to spot patterns and identify at a glance where in the document you'll find the largest concentration of your search terms. In a results list, this can help you easily spot documents of interest based on the presence and confluence of your search terms for each result. When viewing the full document itself, it allows you to navigate immediately to the most interesting clusters of search terms. While search term maps were previously only available on cases, in Lexus Plus, we've now expanded them to dozens of additional content types, including statutes, administrative codes, agency decisions, news, and much more. With our research folders, you can confidently organize your research with synchronized documents and data. Missing and must include. Much like Google, when you return a results list from a natural language search, but some of your individual search terms are not included in a specific document on the list, we identify which terms are missing, and with a single click of must include, you can generate a refined results list where all results contain that term. And the search tree. We visualize your results list from a terms and connectors search, which allows you to understand which terms were key in driving the presence or the limitation of your results. And the feature allows you to rerun your search with a single click based on these insights. We provide the search tree, you click on the branch, and we generate a tailored results list.
Sorry, we're experiencing that lag, but it is moving over.
We are also introducing a new feature for our industry-leading Shepherd service. Shepherds at Risk helps you mitigate risk in civil and criminal cases by gauging whether a case that you have cited is itself relying on good law. You may be interested in citing to a case, and based on the subsequent history and the Shepherd signal, it appears your case is good law. However, what if a decision that your case relies upon has since been overruled or otherwise treated negatively? Shepherds at Risk flags that instance and allows you to research further to determine the impact, if any, on your argument. Shepherds at Risk can not only strengthen your arguments, but can be used to identify flaws in your opponent's position as well. It can quickly identify cases at risk of being overruled where the underlying points of law were negatively treated by other decisions. It can connect language from subsequent decisions to the specific points of law in your case. You can quickly scan the issues to decide whether the case is still good law, and you can ensure that you're citing the absolute best authority for a point of law.
Hey, Michael, this actually sounds extremely beneficial, and I know that Shepherds is one of our most highly used features, we'll call it. So it's quite popular with our customers. But as I listened to you explained AtRisk, I would say it's something that sounded a little bit complicated. Is this a feature I can expect to see pretty regularly on Shepherds, or on cases, excuse me?
Good question. Shepherds at Risk, the indicator actually appears somewhat rarely in less than 1% of cases. If you think about it, that makes sense. We are identifying a fairly uncommon situation where a case that appears to be good law relies on precedent that has since come into question. But when you do see the Shepherds at Risk indicator, that's a valuable prompt for you to dig deeper. This is just another example of a feature we've implemented to ensure that your research is comprehensive and accurate.
Great, thank you.
We are also introducing Code Compare on Lexis Plus. That allows you to compare federal or state statute changes over time. We've expanded this now to include administrative codes as well. It allows you to compare two different versions of a statute and identifies redlining and additions to a statute over time. You can build an even stronger strategy from a deeper understanding of changes in the law and legislative intent in one single view. You can compare statute versions, including current, future, and archival versions dating back decades. You can weed out cases that are no longer relevant to the matter at hand due to amendments or in attacking citations to the opponent's brief. and you can review the most recent changes that are significant to your practice area. And I will point out there are other services on the market that offer something similar, but we have a number of improvements and enhancements over those. For example, we provide visualization tools that you won't find anywhere. There's a heat map along the left side of the screen, which depicts where changes in the statutes have occurred. And we also provide a side-by-side view of the versions that you're comparing. In addition, our state administrative code coverage goes back to 2004, which is 14 years more than our closest competitor. We have a 5-year advantage in federal codes and advantages in 18 states that go all the way back to 1991. So those were all the features found in the research experience. And now we'll move to the practical guidance experience, which integrates our practical guidance product and provides content, tools, and resources that help provide guidance and background information and help you formulate strategy. You can start and finish even the most complex tasks using an efficient and effective workflow. You can leverage practice area know-how from over 1,200 leading industry practitioners. Get tried and true resources, practice notes, checklists, annotated templates, drafting tools, and industry insights. We have a state law comparison tool in the product that allows you to compare laws across jurisdiction, and it generates the results in customized charts and reports. And you can also access exclusive content from Law 360 to keep on top of the latest legal developments. We have added a new market standards feature, which allows you to search, compare, and analyze publicly filed M&A deals. And again, it's divided over 20 practice areas. And as a Lexus Plus user, you can subscribe to as few or as many as are relevant to your work. But you will always at least have at least one practice area for practical guidance in Lexus Plus. So that's practical guidance. The third experience in Lexus Plus is brief analysis. There we go. This is an exciting new tool that helps you build stronger arguments by analyzing your document and providing targeted research recommendations and Shepard's analysis based on the citation patterns and legal concepts found in your document. You can get fast and detailed analysis in moments. This is especially helpful with high volume work and appellate litigation. By uploading your document at any stage in its evolution, brief analysis helps you research and write your document, find cases related to specific legal concepts, find similar briefs, and of course, generate full Shepard's analysis. We organize cases, similar briefs, and extracted concepts into a custom interactive dashboard. We surface the strongest arguments and additional relevant research via targeted recommendations and Shepard's analysis. You gain strategic insights and analysis based on citation patterns and legal concepts. And you can start a new brief or analyze an existing brief by uploading citations with newer or stronger authority. So you can use this to not only strengthen your brief, but you could also upload an opponent's brief to identify weaknesses in their arguments. So that was my general overview and introduction. And now I'd like to turn it over to Christina to show you Lexis Plus in action and demonstrate some of these exciting new capabilities.
All right, Mike, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Just going to go ahead and start sharing. If somebody wants to confirm that they can see my screen, Mike or Paul.
Yep, you are good to go.
All righty. Okay, everybody. So good afternoon. Again, thank you so much for your time. So you should be seeing the Lexis homepage. And as Mike was describing earlier, it is a bold new look to your legal research landing page. Lexis was really going for a streamlined, modern, clean looking feel, but also wanted to give a kind of a facelift, if you will, to what your normal legal research platform would look like these days. So here you can see we're on the home page. As Mike was describing earlier, you will have this experience doc located to the left-hand side of the screen, which is going to be the way that you get to go between the different experiences on the platform. So, excuse me, we are going to touch on all three here, but as you can see, the first experience is going to be the legal research side, then you'll have practical guidance, and then you'll have brief analysis. So to get started, we're going to do a normal natural language search here today, but just rest assured you can still use your terms and connectors to further narrow your search. You are going to have the ability the pre-search filters here to toggle between different content types, as well as that jurisdictional drop down for you guys to get into the jurisdiction that you're licensed in or researching in. And then your favorites are also going to be here on the home page, denoted by that little star here. So you'll have all that, all your favorites accessible easily right there on the home screen. Additionally, you're going to have this Explore Content Pod, which is probably one of my favorite features because it gives you all these links to quickly access helpful information during your research session. So today we are going to do our normal natural language search here. I'm just going to put my terms in. The search bar is super intuitive, like Mike was saying, so you can type straight into it. You can put sites in there. You can ask it a question like statutes of limitation, breaches of contract, things like that. It's just a really intuitive platform that's driven to give you the results you're looking for the first time out. So here, as you notice, I've done my natural language. We're going from maybe a criminal law standpoint. Maybe we had like a search and seizure kind of issue. So here the terms I put in are warrantless search of home, exigent circumstance, and we put in aggravated assault in there too. Maybe there's some aggravated assault going around. Notice I didn't filter, and I did that on purpose just so you guys can see our search term mapping in action. You can see your terms are highlighted. That's our search term feature. That's not by accident. For you to be able to see your terms highlighted on this highlight wheel in every result on the page here, I can click through and see where my terms are showing up to hopefully avoid the need to read each and every case. So this is definitely going to be time saving for when you have tons of results lists to pour through. This is really going to give you that highlight to see where those terms are showing up and seeing if the case is really relevant or not. Additionally, as Mike said, our search term maps have been expanded from just case law to now being incorporated in statutes and legislation, administrative materials, agency opinions. So this is definitely by popular demand from its original inclusion in Lexis Advanced. It's just one of the many data visualization tools that's available here on Lexis. So that's kind of going in that same vein of the learning curve not being so tight here on this because you will have some of those familiar features like the search term maps. Additionally, you're also going to see here straight from the results page our missing and must include feature. What this is going to do is going to give you the ability to make terms from your search mandatory. So if there is a term in your search that you want to appear on every case result, you will have that missing and must include section just right here. To where now, if we wanted to make our term aggravated assault a mandatory term, all I have to do is click the link there for that must include. And now all of my results are going to include aggravated assault for each case. That term is going to be reflected in each case. Now, if you don't want that in there, you can, of course, clear it out, and then it's going to revert right back to your original case results. So that's that missing and must include. Now we're going to switch gears and go into some statutory research by featuring that code compare tool. So to get to my statutes, I'm just going to go over and toggle between the different category types. So here you can see we're on cases, but now you're going to have the ability to toggle to your statutes and legislation, but you also have that practical guidance integration like Mike was talking about earlier. Here's where all those practice notes and articles, annotated templates and checklists right here for you, fully integrated in the research experience. But now we're going to toggle to statutes and legislation, And then once we do that, we'll go ahead and filter down to Texas, just for today. So we'll go ahead and filter down to Texas. There we go. And so now, let's say maybe we're going in that same search and seizure vein. You'll see our search terms up here. And then if we come into our excuse me, guys, there we go. If we come into our code section here, this is our search warrant section, just so you guys can see all the features that you get when you are doing your code research or statutory research. Once we get there, you will see the section of the code there. You're also going to have a nice little table of contents that you can pop in and out to see where your other code sections are appearing in context with yours. You can also toggle previous and next, as well as all the delivery features right there up at the top of the screen for you to save to folders, print, email, download, the whole nine. But here we're going to go into compare version. So this is the code compare that Mike was alluding to earlier in the slides. This is where you're going to have that ability to go ahead and compare either the current code section with prior versions or two prior versions up against each other. It's totally up to you. So here for today, we're just going to keep it set to the current effective. Then we're going to go backwards in time to 2001. And then we will just simply go ahead and click compare versions. So like I said, this is our search warrant code section. So maybe this is, you're dealing with a defendant from 2001, or maybe a search warrant that was issued in 2001. So here you can see as we scroll, you're going to have a nice legend at the top of the page to show you where those differences are. You can use the arrow over here or the heat map on the left-hand side of the screen to kind of see where those changes are occurring. Or you can just scroll, and here it's pretty clear, pretty easy to see on the screen where those changes have occurred. This is going to save you guys so much time when you're needing to go backwards in time on those code sections, or you're needing to see how code has changed over time. This is the fastest way you're going to be able to do that, really clear on the screen here. So there's that side-by-side view. If I scroll up, you will have this overlay view where it kind of lays both of the sections on top, and you can see where those deletions and additions have been made as well on the screen there. So there's the two, the side-by-side and the overlay. I kind of find the side-by-side to be a really great addition to this tool because it just makes it so easy and clear to see those changes. And then once you're done comparing your code versions, all you have to do is click exit compare mode. Once you do that, that's going to clear out that comparison. It's going to put you right back on your code section, whichever section you were looking at. Next, we're going to switch gears and go into a case to highlight the at-risk shepherd signal. So in order to do that, I'm just going to put in our citation. Guys, notice how I'm able to just run a new search using that top run a new search here. I don't have to utilize the home button or the back button on our browser. We can just come in, put in our site, click search, and we're off and going. So that's another really great feature added to Lexus Plus. It's just that ability to run a new search right there at the top of the screen. So here now we're on the Zura case, which does have that new cool at-risk shepherd button there. So if we click into it, what this is going to do is this is going to tell you when an intervening event could impact the precedential value of your case. So this is not when your case has been overruled, but rather it's at risk of being overruled. So here, notice we're going to have passages that are highlighted. And the reason they have been highlighted is because they rely on an overruled prior decision. So here, this tool is going to put the text of the case up here. It's going to show you exactly what it's citing in the caption there. And then it's going to show you where it's been overruled in part by this case, by the Reagan case, and then you'll see the excerpts there. So this is going to be a great way for you guys to sharpen up the points of authority you're putting in your briefs. It's going to really help you see when something could be of interest, when your case is going to be bad law or not, or maybe if it's going to come up in the future. This is a really great feature with this at-risk tool. And so, like I said, I'm just clicking between the passages. Again, it just points out those passages, tells you what it's citing, and where that particular point of law has been overruled.
Christina.
So that is our at-risk. Go ahead, Paul.
That was a great review of what I would say are some of the most important enhancements that we've seen on the research portion of Lexus Plus. And I've already heard quite a bit from people about Code Compare and about AtRisk. And some of those visualization tools are things that are really popular amongst our users as well, with the search term map and the visual indicator heat map in Code Compare. So thank you. I had a senior attorney at one of the agencies that piloted Lexis Plus who loved the practical guidance integration. And he said that, he was often brought issues from less experienced attorneys in his group. And he felt that being able to direct them to the practical guidance tool was a great way for them to learn. But I know that that's only one use case. So I'm kind of curious, what part of the practical guidance tool are you going to show us today?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question, Paul. So I'm going to go ahead and click back onto our homepage, click that Lexis Plus, and I'm just going to switch platforms here, or switch experiences rather on the platform into that practical guidance. So today we're going to switch gears from criminal law. We're going to go into a labor and employment type practice area here for this. You'll see the bold color changes to blue now. We're asking what task would you like to accomplish today, just so you guys clearly see you're in a different part of the platform now besides the research section. You still got a couple pre-search filters here for you to utilize. And then tons of practice areas for you guys to dig into the practical guidance section. So here, like I said, I'll go into that labor and employment section. Maybe you guys are needing to update your own in-house HR policies, or maybe you're defending or representing someone with a labor and employment issue and you just need to get that additional guidance. Here, notice once we get into the labor and employment section, you're going to see a bunch of tasks that you can come in, and expand and collapse based off whatever you're doing. You're also going to be able to toggle between different content types like practice notes, clauses, checklists, templates, articles that you can check out. But for today, let's say maybe we're dealing with a discrimination, harassment, retaliation type policy, and maybe we want to dig deeper into whistleblowing, and maybe we need to update some of those policies that we have in-house for our own employees. Here you'll see once we get into that whistleblowing subsection of the discrimination topic there, you're going to have practice notes, templates. You'll have some core documents here with practice notes that you can click into, a couple checklists here for you to make sure that you're not missing any portion of what you need to have in there. And then here, let's say, for instance, we want to update our complaint procedure. We'll just go in, click in the templates. Notice what happens. It pulls up the complaint procedure. You're going to have a summary section. All your delivery features are going to go there with you. You'll also have the ability to open this form in Word so that you don't have to worry about converting it. You can quickly start putting in your edits. But here you're going to see you'll have drafting notes on these different topics here so that you can rest assured that you're putting in everything that you need to put in for these policies. You'll see nice little links here linked out for you to be able to get to that information if you want to dig deeper. But again, this is just going to be that additional help to make sure you're doing the right thing here for your policies and procedures.
Christina, that's really nice to see. I know practical guidance isn't something that's been extremely popular amongst our state and local government agencies that we work with, but it's something that I think is picking up speed. So I appreciate you showing it to us. I know at the beginning of today's webinar, I talked a little bit about how performing time-consuming tasks is a challenge that is often faced by many of our users. And I think this next integrated tool that we're going to talk about is something that can actually help reduce quite a bit of time. It can reduce time to completion for some common tasks that really can help users ultimately make faster and more confident decisions. So can you show us a little bit about how brief analysis works?
Yeah, for sure. So again, same thing. We're going to switch experiences here. So now instead of practical guidance, we'll just quickly click into that brief analysis. Hope you guys are able to see how this is really going to be a one-stop shop for your legal research needs. You're just able to quickly click between the different experiences and hit the ground running. So as Paul was mentioning, here is our brief analysis tool. It's going to say, what brief would you like to analyze today? Filled for an interactive feel here. So this is going to allow you to drag and drop your files in, or you'll have a browse feature there. I'm just going to drag my brief over, go ahead and click upload. We do support PDFs, guys, so don't feel like you need to spend time converting these into Word documents. We will be able to analyze both Word docs and PDFs. So now, as you see, as I've uploaded the document, it's doing its magic. It's looking to retrieve those citations, analyzing all the legal concepts we have in there. We're going to position some similarly positioned briefs up here. So now once the platform is done analyzing the brief, it's going to bring you to this nice little dashboard here for you. You'll have ribbons at the top that you can utilize, but you're also going to have these boxes here that are going to work interchangeably. So you can use these up here or these down here. It's going to be up to you guys. First things first, though, here you'll see extracted concepts. That's the platform pulling out all the legal concepts from your document here. You can click view all so you can see all those different legal concepts that have been extracted just to make sure everything is in there. Next, you'll see some case recommendations. So we'll go ahead and click into that. What this does is it highlights passages in your brief and it recommends different cases or additional cases that you could also cite to, or that might be stronger cites based off of the legal concept that's mentioned here in this passage. So guys, this is going to be really great for when you're wanting to improve your points of authority, maybe improve some of those case cites or put in some additional ones in there just to further give you that additional authority. You can also click through or use the heat map again on the side to go through the different passages. And like I said, just clicking on them and you'll see those selected passages pop right up here with the case in here for you to click and the excerpt there. So that's a great feature, as well as those case recommendations to help you sharpen up. You are also going to have similarly positioned briefs that you'll be able to look at. So here, based off of the legal concepts from our document, these briefs have matched up based off those concepts here. So it never helps. I mean, it can never be too much to read another brief that's similarly positioned to yours. This is really going to help you see maybe some procedural concepts or some other additional legal concepts that you might have forgotten, or to just bolster up your own information here. It's really great to see those additional briefs. And then finally, you'll have a cited in your document section where you'll be able to see all the cites that you put into your brief. You'll quickly be able to see those Shepherd signal indicators. All the code sections and statutes are going to be right there for you as well. So again, it's just going to be that leg up to make sure all the authority you've cited to is still good. All the points that you're making is still sharp and clear, as well as keeping you organized here. So we'll just click back to that dashboard. And if I didn't say this before, guys, this is a tool to sharpen up your own brief, but this is a great, great tool to just drop in that PDF from opposing counsel and have at it and start checking out the recommendations, checking out some similar briefs just to see if there are ways that you can argue and attack their brief. So with that, that is our brief analysis. One other thing I forgot to mention, guys, is if I click back home, and we're going to land right back where we left off on our brief analysis page, you guys don't have to worry about Lexis Plus holding on to the brief. You see it restarts the experience for you, so you can drop in another brief, but we do not retain or hold any of those briefs on our platform once you get out of the dashboard. Sorry about that, Paul.
No, that's great. You know, I know when we were having some people pilot the platform, we had a judge's clerk tell us that this functionality would save them hours and hours a week based on how quickly it works and the information that it extracts from the briefs. So I think it can be a huge time-saving tool. So Christina, if you stop sharing, I'll take over and we'll jump right back into our PowerPoint. And so just give me a heads up when you're able to see the PowerPoint.
You're up. I can see it, Paul.
Great, thank you so much. So let me just reiterate, thank you. That was an excellent review of some of the great new features that are available on Lexus Plus. And you know, one of the things that we're hearing quite a bit about is as you were emphasized, is the integration of a number of different workflow tools and research tools. So we're going to transition now with the last 15 minutes, and we probably won't take the whole time, to some questions. A question that has come through a few times is around whether or not there are any downloads of the content here available. What are those links, so on and so forth. We're going to be sharing a link, a couple links with you on the final next slide, and I'll put them into the chat feature here in a moment that will allow you to find all the material that we've covered today that is related to Lexus Plus and the enhancements that we reviewed. But it looks like we have another question here This one looks like it's coming from a municipal attorney who's asking about the forms available in the practical guidance experience. Mike, can you tell us a little bit about those forms?
Sure. Let's see. Our forms in the practical guidance tool come from hundreds of contributing law firms and practice attorneys, and that includes AmLaw 200 firms. We also have a small group of internal authors here at LexisNexis. Let's see, we are proud of how current we keep them. And in fact, we include a currentness statement on every form. And that says when it was last updated. And also, if you have any questions on a form as you're looking at it and don't understand something, or have a question as to why it's structured the way it is, we actually have an Ask the Authors feature, so you can follow that link and submit questions that the attorney authors will answer for you.
Wonderful to know. Thank you. We do have a question that looks like it's coming from maybe a judge, and they're asking for some clarification on the case recommendations from brief analysis. Christina, can you address that question?
Yeah, sure. So that brief analysis tool is scanning the language of your uploaded brief, and it's using our legal language analytics to locate other cases that could have been cited in the brief based on those key passages that our tool identifies. So this is really a great tool for judges because it's going to allow them or their clerks or maybe their staff attorneys to review briefs very quickly, very accurately and efficient so they can make those fast, confident decisions.
Great, and I think you mentioned this earlier, Mike may have as well, but it's also reviewing citation patterns, correct, Mike?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Great, okay. Let's see, we have had a couple questions that have come in that are asking about how to get access to Lexus Plus. So I'll take this one. We are offering free trials to anyone that would like to test out the platform. That said, if you are interested in a permanent transition to Lexus Plus, you will want to speak with your client manager. But I will want to warn everybody to keep in mind that Lexus Plus is a premium experience with new functionality that's driven by the investments that Lexus has made in technology. And it's been quite a process and quite a bit of an investment for us. So in all likelihood, it will come with an additional investment. But the best way to determine what that entails is by working with your client managers. So if you're interested, you can certainly reach out to me. But I'm also going to move here to our next and final slide. Just want to say thank you. This concludes our webinar for today. And thank you to everybody that spent the time to join us. We do encourage you to further explore and possibly try Lexis by requesting that free trial. And that can be done at lexisnexis.com/Lexis-Plus. And if you are an existing subscriber and you do want to talk a bit more with your client manager with any questions, you can call us at 888-AT-LEXIS. My name again is Paul Steffen. My email address is paul.stephan@lexisnexis.com, and I'm certainly available to answer any questions that you may have. To close, I just want to give one final thank you to Christina and to Mike for their time. Really appreciate the work that you put in and the information that you were able to share. And with that, we'll say thank you and have a great day, everyone.